Hey there DIYers, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to talk about monetization and what does that mean to me and you. Let's go ahead and get into it. Alright, so I've been monetized since December, and so let's see, this is April now, so it's been like 4 months. And I tell you, I am disappointed in what the actual numbers are, but looking at, the actual watch time hours stuff, then it makes sense. So anyway, as you can see here, my current subscribers, I'm over 24,000. I actually had more than this, but I'm actually losing subscribers due to the fact that, well, so so what happened was, before I was monetized, I was building up my subscriptions through videos that shorts that I was making. And what I was doing, I was grabbing content from other social media sites, particularly one that was from China, and I was taking them and I was resampling them. So what I would do was, from watching other videos on YouTube, it was saying that it was legit, that you could do this and it wouldn't hurt your channel and this and that if you take a video and you do some manipulation to it. And as far as how much manipulation you do to one to make it, make it then that it's yours and you're not like stealing content, there's a gray area there. So even probably speaking with YouTube advisors or whatever, that YouTube help, you're probably going to get different mixed answers on it. But basically what I understand that does make it legit is if you say play a video and then you make commentary on it. So like, I know that even if you take a segment of a video, if you're commenting as it's playing, that appears to be legit, and it is, because you're in essence, you are making commentary on a video on some other subject that you see. But basically what I was doing is I was pulling in, finding these cute videos of little kids playing, dancing, or little puppies or kittens doing silly little wrestling or whatever they were doing, and I would dub over, I would remove whatever sounds there were, music that was already there, and I would dub in my own music with it. And then of course crop out or block out any previous tags or whatever that they would, to claim it as theirs. And so I put those out on YouTube, and man, I tell you, I had a couple that went viral. One, I had over 5 million views, another one over 3 million views, and they just kept going. But I was right at the point where my channel was ready to be monetized because I was meeting the qualifications for everything else. But basically that's what I was trying to do, is get my subscriber rate up. I was right around 500 subscribers at the time, and then once I put out those two particular shorts, man, it went viral. And looking at the analytics, you could tell that the majority of the people that were watching these videos were like middle-aged to older women, and so they are by far not my target audience for this DIY channel. Primitive guy, it's like basically men of all ages, and then women who are interested in DIY. So that's my target audience. And it's like, I guess because I'm a middle-aged man, that that in essence is really my target, is anyone who wants to do DIY. And so I was gaining in a whole bunch of subscribers on those puppy and children videos that aren't my target audience. And so a whole bunch of them, and it's just like boom, boom, boom. So I went from over, just under 500 subscribers to over 24,000, and it just got crazy. So, but anyway, what I had to do was I had to go through and cleanse my channel of all of these shorts that weren't really qualifying. They weren't going to qualify me to become monetized. So initially, I think what happens is there was some automation that it was like gonna automatically submit me for monetization, and I actually got a strike against me from YouTube saying that there was content on mine that was not of my own, and so I had to go through and remove that. So I was basically penalized. What was it? I had a 3-month penalization that I had to basically wait. I was on probation for 3 months before I could then resubmit. So this has been going on from last fall, is when that happened, to then where I was actually able to resubmit in December is when I got monetized. And so I had to go through and cleanse my channel. So I had to remove all of those shorts that had nothing to do with DIY. But I was just dumbfounded by how many subscribers that got me. So I was really at like probably 24,250, somewhere around there. And like right now I'm at 24,088. So basically, as I've been putting out this new DIY content, I've been losing subscribers because these older women, they're like, oh, I don't care about this DIY stuff. So they've in essence have been unsubscribing from my channel. So, it is what it is. And so I'm at the point where I'm gaining subscribers, but then I'm also losing subscribers. So I'm gaining DIY interested subscribers, but I'm losing the older women that only want to watch little ponies run across the field. I don't know. Anyway, so that's all that. But there's some things to keep in mind once you do become monetized, because just like if an acquisition happens, there are bad actors out there that will come after you, trying to sucker you into their scam or whatever. But besides that, it actually opens up the door for multiple means of monetization to bring in additional revenue. So what's happened is, of course, you can look at all of the opportunities there are with YouTube, and YouTube is expanding this all the time, as all the different methods of being able to earn money based off of your videos. And it's anything from the watched ads to the short feed ads. You can hear like if you have supers, there's this brand connect, shopping, giving. They got all this different methods of earning. But for me, I don't know. I'm like not super into the monetization thing. Sure, I want to make money off of my channel from my content, but I don't want to make that my main thing where that's all my purpose is, to make content to make money. I'm making content because I enjoy what I do, and I enjoy sharing what I do, and I enjoy the feedback. I'm glad that I can help people out with their decision makings on, say, a particular 2-stroke little yard tool or whatever it is. I enjoy that part of it. So for the monetization that I am focusing on is, for one, the watched ads. So if you look over here at my dashboard, so right now I'm not even making, just over $1 a day, and that's fine. Sure, I'd like to be making $6,000-$7,000 a month like some other content creators out there, but that's not my goal. It is nice that this money does come in. So initially, when I first got monetized, I think I was only making, you know, less than $20 a month, but now I'm up to 37, 26, and this keeps growing every day. This is, you know, because I'm getting more views and more watch time hours. I have another channel that is not monetized, and my views are actually 3 times as much as this one because it's more on current news and political, and it's got more interest. So when that one gets monetized, I believe that one's going to probably, you know, bring me in considerably more revenue than this one is. But so again, besides the watched hours and getting those, you know, clicks for people watching my content, and they're in turn getting those watched advertisements, you know, that break into the channel for you know, so for that. The other thing that has started happening is that I'm getting approached by different companies that sell product, and they want me to review it. So I've had a few that have sent me product free of charge, and then they just want me to give an honest review and then provide links so that you can get a discount on the product for a limited time, and then thereafter, you know, it's still available to purchase, and then anything you purchase, I get a cut of it, like maybe 10%, something like that. So I've had a few of those come in to where, hey, you know, they want to know, you know, if I would review their product. I'm like, sure. So, you know, I review their product, and then I still have their product free to use because it's not like anything they're wanting back. So they gave it to me, and, you know, in exchange for the review. So I've done that. Then the other thing is, it's sort of the same thing, but they let you pick what product it is that you want to review. You buy it from them, mainly from Amazon, and then you do the review. Once you provide them with the review, then they will reimburse you either via PayPal, or they'll give you an in-store credit with Amazon. And so I've done a few of those. But you got to watch. They're not necessarily that they're scammy, but there's some of those that I just had one approach me and asked me if I'd review their product, and it was like, hey, they had a pretty nice product, and I'd be interested in reviewing it. And I was like, sure, I'll give you an honest review. And so I gave them my address and all that, and then they came back and hit me up, said, well, they checked with their manager and they don't have any of the product with them. It's all at Amazon. But what they'll do is if I buy the product from them on Amazon, do the review, send them the link to the review, and then once they, you know, accept that, approve it, whatever, then they'll in turn again reimburse me via PayPal, or give me an in-store credit. I'm like, well, you know what, that's fine, but you know, that's something that I have to go out of pocket on to get, and you know, it wouldn't be a product that I would just buy. So I really have no interest in, you know, fulfilling your wish for a review. So yeah, it's not gonna. I'm not going to do this to where it's going to inconvenience me, even though, you know, I feel that it's probably legit to where they would reimburse me, you know, but I'm not going to go through that effort because, again, it's not a product that I would seek out to get. And yeah, so I'm just not going to do that. So you just have to keep that in mind once you get monetized, that you're going to have these different companies reaching out to you and want you to review their product, and you know, some of them are going to offer it up to give it to you for free, and some are going to want you to pay for it first. And you know, you're welcome to do that, obviously, but I'm choosing not to go down that route. It's just, I don't want the product that bad. You know, it all depends on the product. There might be something that I'm like, oh yeah, I definitely want one of those, but you know, as a what they consider an influencer, if you are, giving them a good review, they should, I would think, do on their part to make sure you have the product, that you don't have to go out of pocket to get it. So anyway, that's just something to keep in mind. But I just wanted to kind of bring that up. There's just again, different ways to make money on YouTube, and I don't know if this is something, how big this channel is going to grow, but I've got better camera gear. And again, if you look in my description below this video, I'll list all of the gear that I have, that I'm using to produce my videos. I've actually got 2 GoPros, and I'm trying to do 2 different viewpoints sometimes. And I tell you, the biggest thing for me that I have not done, that I need to get better at, is in the editing portion. I just have not done any B-roll, hardly at all. And when I actually started this, I was like, I didn't even understand what B-roll was. But knowing that now what it is you see it in even just regular news and just all across the board there. B-roll actually is pretty important from what I understand. So I will be trying to incorporate more of that in. But yeah, up to this point, that's just not been something that I've really done much of. Again, I'll put out more content regarding the monetization, but for now I just wanted to kind of give a general update as to where I am. And yeah, if you like this content, please like and subscribe, hit the notification bell for upcoming videos, and until next time,